And students were coming to me out of the woodwork and saying, hey, I had this really bad experience in the Middle East Studies classroom. This professor said X, Y, and Z to me. I know that's not right. I know that doesn't, kind of feel right. That shouldn't happen in the classroom. Or I'm a straight A student, all of a sudden I'm getting Ds. What do I do? And so as a student, I said, okay, there's probably a process here that we can tap into. Why don't you go speak to the Ombuds office? And the Ombuds office at Columbia then sent them back to the department chair, and the department chair would then send them back to their professor, and it was just this big loop. And so, as I said before, I was naive, and I said, well, you know what? The administration must not be aware of this problem, which is clearly systemic, and let's communicate with them. And so, as students, we didn't have resources. We barely had money to bring in chips and popcorn to our meetings. And so we reached out to what was then called the David Project, Charles Jacobs and Avi Goldwasser, and they generously said, we will support this initiative and we'll make this film with you.
How many times will Germany be the victim, will be the subject of its neighbors? And then you show the Romans, the French, Napoleon, but at least Napoleon is in a sense glorious. He's a white man. And look now, we are within the hand of, African soldiers, a French officier, a general, and a capitalist. And then you will see that very often in the imagination of those cartoonists, and it's again 10 years before Hitler came to power, Jews will be associated with the African.
The notion of Hamas then was that you have to work bottom up. Bottom up. If you would like to arrange for a real revolution in the Muslim world, you shouldn't actually deal only with the usurpers, with the incumbent rulers. What you have to do is just to do the bottom up. And basically this is something that happened there. Da'wah was the main thing. With the passage of time, what Hamas has started to bring in is what we call the military arm. The military arm of Hamas is called, this is Izz-ad-Din al-Qassam Brigade, and there was kind of a combination between civilian efforts and military efforts by which to deal with that way. Let me just show you the, this is the emblem of Hamas. You see what I said before about Muslim Brothers is also a slogan that is being actually internalized by Hamas. Look at that. The mosque is in the heart of the emblem, as if to say that I can talk about Palestine, but don't forget, Palestine is a term to be translated only in accordance with Islamic understandings, ordinances, or whatever. Second thing is, of course, the green color, which is very, very typical for Islamic radicalism all over the place. This is Palestine. Many Israelis would say that this is Israel. Exactly. But, for Hamas, this is Palestine. من النهر إلى البحر. From the river to the sea. When ignorant people actually are shouting all over the world, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, they do echo Hamas charter.
But let us not forget the masses of the Sunni Arab population who have certainly not internalized their defeat, who have certainly not accepted that, okay, other people apparently run things and we have to stay out of the picture, apparently. From this point of view, October 7th straddles this reality in the sense that Hamas and Islamic Jihad are the exceptions that prove the rule, in a certain sense, that they are allies of Iran, clients of Iran, you could say, but they're also Sunni Arab forces, not minority forces. And from this point of view, let me say the following. October 7th, in this respect, represents one of the, what should have been expected, efforts by the Sunni Arabs to return themselves to the picture.